Hello everyone, we are Group 1. Today our group is showing the strategy leadership analysis about Ford company. Next, my team members and I will introduce information about the company and present our research, mainly on strategy leadership analysis about the CEOs and the board of directors and recommendations regarding it.
The Ford and motor vehicle industry is a cyclical industry greatly affected by economic development, technological development, and climate change. Therefore, Ford needs a clear strategic development to help achieve sustainable development in the future. Previous studies have proved the impact of executive leadership on the strategic development of corporations. To further study the relationship between them and deeply analyze the strategic leadership in the organization. This report will analyze the strategic leadership of Ford's executive from 5 propositions. According to the analysis results, the report provides relevant recommendations for Ford's strategic leadership development and shows the limitation of the analysis.
The Ford Motor Company has had only 13 CEOs in its 119-year history since its founding in 1903. The average tenure of each CEO is nearly 10 years. Looking back at the Ford Motor Company history, the company also faced many major choices during the period. Almost every time Ford struggled to grow, the company changed significantly. For example, Henry Ford, the founder of the Ford Motor Company, invented the Model T, which broke all records in the history of the auto industry at that time. As his successor, Elsa Ford developed the Model Y after taking over. New products such as the Lincoln Zephyr not only drove Ford's success overseas, but also enriched the company's product line. When Henry Ford II took over, the company faced difficulties and was affected by the Great Depression. He made a drastic change and resolutely improved the company's backward business philosophy. Likewise, his successor, Philip Caldwell, was quick to resolve the quantity controversies Ford faced at that time. Also, in recent years, when Alan Mulally took over as CEO of Ford, the company was on the brink of collapse. Compared with his predecessor, Bill Ford, who continued Ford's old concept in the company's development, Alan formulated a new concept for Ford development and quickly led the company out of the predicament. These records in Ford history reflect the different behaviors of Ford CEOs in the face of different organization performance. And this proposition can be applied, which is the higher the recent performance of the organization, the more a successor resembles the predecessor. Conversely, poor performance leads to a CEO who differs from the predecessor.
Jim Farley studied economics and management at Georgetown University and the University of California, which fully demonstrates that he can manage the company rationally from the perspective of economic development. Jim became the CEO of Ford, founded the Ford Next project, and competed with the technology company Tesla through automation technology. This is a strategic decision for new technology. Nowadays, many companies in the world are involved in driverless technology, but Ford, as an established enterprise company, is lagging behind. Jim actively chose to develop autonomous driving technology for companies' development. This technology can improve operations and promote profit growth. Jim wants to get another chance to expand the market share in this way. Why can Jim make a quick decision? Analyzed from his background, before he came to Ford, he served as vice president of lectures and achieved excellent results. Since coming to Ford, he has been the strategy president of new business and new technology. This proves that he has rich experience in this field. It shows that an executive's cognitive content will be reflected in the choice he or she makes.
The way executives think and make decisions ultimately affect how organizations are shaped and changed. For example, the analysis of Susie Deering, chief marketing officer at Ford, who took up her position at Ford in November 2020. Susie Deering studied advertising at University of Georgia. Susie has worked in marketing since graduation and was global marketing officer at eBay before joining Ford. With a long career in marketing, she has been trained in a number of relevant skills and is highly skilled in using her expertise in this field to improve ROI for companies and to propose innovative and strategic marketing strategies in line with customers' needs, resulting in increased sales and market share. When Susie joined Ford, she proposed a new strategy for entering the e-commerce space, using her experience in Silicon Valley to change the way companies sell and manage its brand, and the innovative strategy of providing consumers with digital service operation relative to the mobility transform Ford from the traditional general purpose car company to a lifestyle brand known to the public. The bold and innovative act of combining the two industries was a decision made by Susie Deering, who led her team based on a relevant of educational knowledge as basis. Combined with previous personal industry experience, according to Susie Deering's example, the more systematic form education and exclusive executive receives, the more her organization has a relevant to technology, knowledge, and the ability to quickly embrace new knowledge leading in towards innovation.
The longer the tenure of executive, the less strategic change will follow the organization. There is an essential link between the tenure of the CEO and the company's strategic development and creativity. CEOs with long tenure will focus more on the stability of organizational development rather than on giving the organization more creativity. James Hecht served as Ford CEO from 2017 to 2020. During his tenure, James focused on maintaining Ford's sales and marketing management and maintaining the organization's financial stability, and few innovation policy strategies have been implemented. Jim Farley succeeded James as Ford's next CEO in 2020. Jim has a more acute response to the order market and customer spending habits, and his strategy will lead Ford onto a new strategic development. Jim paid more attention to the research and development of new products and the growth of China market. This reflects that there will be a learning stage when the new CEO takes office. The new CEOs are often willing to expand new market opportunities and take corresponding risks for operation and market development. This is a positive stage conducive to strategic leadership and development. Therefore, for strategic leadership and development will be improved.
Maxfield was successfully promoted to COO of Ford in 2012, and of the decease of Mark Hill, he has survived Ford global operation and motorcycle teams, including product development, marketing, and the survive and sellers department. For example, from his resume, it can be found that he has a perfect understanding of the insurance food company's supply chain and the other large and small process of the company. And in the decade of his career, Mark also gradually changed from his sales manager of the North American branch to the COO of the Ford Group. Through this decade of work experience, Mark has gradually accumulated experience and improved the studies in food. The main purpose of the company is create performance and enhance its own value. And there are many factors that affect the company's performance to some extent. The length of the executive's tenure can also determine the business value to interest company and even affect to performance of each other. The CEO needs to make change, and if he is a different length of time, with a short tenure may be slight influence in innovation investment due to the cost saving, but they often hope to improve the levels cooperation innovation investment remains sustainable. It is possible to achieve the goal in the short term by creating an innovation and compare research where executive with longer tenures are better and market innovations information, and has a wealth of work experience of a touch grade improved to development, and they also evaluate the study of executives.
Strategic leadership in current organizations should focus on the company's transformation to new business models and technologies. There should be an open mind in the face of potential novel commercial and technological proposal. Since for the suffer severe earnings decline in 2019, the entire company is still in a state of recovery. Today, Ford is not only under pressure to transition to new technology such as autonomous driving and new energy source such as electric power, but also suffer from the impact of the global economic downturn caused by the pandemic. For the current CEO, Jim Farley, only through active changes such as new technology and the business model have the opportunity to keep the company alive. In Ford history, successors often act differently from their predecessors when faced with poor organization performance. And leaders' perception of business models and technologies can also lead to different choices. Enhancing the process of reforming all the modules and the technologies is the key to ensure the company continue competitive advantage and long-term strategic success.
The growth of a company demands more and more from its executives, from CEOs. As an implementer of strategy leadership, one should have several quantities. First, the company wants to grow without the ability of executives or CEOs. If the decision maker has a strategic vision, he or she can accurately predict the future development of technology and the needs of the market. Example, James Farley decision. Second, waiting for more data shows that during the tenure of executives, the company's stability significantly increased. Example, James Harklett. Also, the more likely these executives are to deliver on the promise they once made to the company. Example, Mark Fields. Finally, the education level of executives is also closely related to the growth of the company. The more solid of expertise of the company's executives, the better the company will grow. Example, Susie Dealing. Choosing the right executives can be a decisive factor in the growth of a company.
This report analyzed the impact of Ford's current executive cognition, education level, term of tenure, and the performance of corporations on Ford's strategic leadership. In general, education level and experience the executive will have more innovation and expansion on the organization's strategic leadership and development. And the specific strategic development will be affected by the cognition and organizational performance of executives. Based on this analysis, this report suggests that Ford's board of directors should support Jim Farley in leading the company in a new direction. New changes can be regarded as Ford's efforts to maintain competitive advantage and long-term success. This report has limitations. The analysis is based on Ford's historical information and future prediction. A lack of evidence confirms that Jim Farley's innovation and reform has created more value for Ford. Moreover, the COVID-19 pandemic and climate change policy have changed the development of the industry and the behavior of consumers. Therefore, in the short term, the market and Ford shareholders may not directly find the economic benefits brought by Jim Farley's innovation.
That's the strategy leadership analysis about Ford company. Thank you for your listening, and we are happy to answer any question or suggestion you may have.